Hi there, ladies. It's Miranda from Pliable here. Lovely to see you today. Hope you're staying well and warm. Sun's just come out in Melbourne, so it's very exciting. Now, I want to talk to you about something that's so important and so crucial for us to succeed and get anything that we really, really want in life. Because I want to ask you this question, what do you really want for yourself or for your children even, or for someone you really care about? What's the biggest thing that you would love for them? I know when I think about that for myself and my son, I want him to grow up knowing that he's enough and that he's loved and he's amazing and he's incredible. And no matter what he does, he's always got that. No matter what happens in his life, he's always got that at his heart. And I want him out of that knowing to be happy, to be content, to be elated and alive and have energy and have zest and look after his health because he really cares about himself, and to go and get a job that he really loves and is passionate about and lights him up, and earn great money for himself, but only because that also then provides for his family and the things that he would love to be doing and the opportunities that he'd love to do, so he doesn't feel held back, and have adventures, and to have that relationship with money that's really important, as well as his work and health, and with other people, have relationships around him that are really vital and vibrant, and he's loved by the people around him. So and that's what I would love for myself, and I'm sure for you, when you ask that question, there's certain things like that come to mind. But I want to tell you that there is one key theme I found from the 15 years of work I've done, 8 years of university in this area of psychology coaching. Key theme I found that underpins all of that you have to have before you access anything that you want, or anything that you want for your family or loved ones. And that is that you need to build your relationship with yourself. You need to have a fantastic, loving, thriving, brilliant relationship with yourself in order to get the health that you're really after, to get that sense of satisfaction and contentment and thinking that you're enough, to have that money that you're after, that work and success you're after in that field. And with your relationships, they all need the foundation of your relationship with yourself. And if that is not there, your life will start to crumble, and the things around you, your mental health, your physical health, relationships, work, those things will start to be impacted and crumble around you from it. And I love to use this analogy about our relationship with ourselves, because if you think about anything in life that's going to thrive, so if you think about a plant that you're going to look after and make it thrive, if you think about a relationship with a partner or a child that you currently have, or if you think about a team and in a team sport that you may be in, all those factors, if you're going to thrive and succeed in any of those, if the plant's going to grow and thrive and succeed in its growth, if the relationship is going to thrive and grow together and not be hurt and is poisonous and go downward, or if the team is going to succeed and work well together, you all need fantastic communication and a relationship with each other, and you need to love and be kind to it, not toxic and poison with it. But the funny thing is, so often we think, or we treat ourselves in such a critical, harsh, poisonous way. We are so often so horrible to ourselves in our own thinking, our own perception and feeling towards us. And we sometimes think that's going to motivate us, or that's going to actually make us more successful because we're pushing ourselves and controlling ourselves and using all our willpower to force ourselves into whatever we need, because there's some lazy part of us that needs to be pushed. But actually all that does is poisons our relationship with us. It makes it crumble. It actually is detrimental for us getting success. And I love to use this analogy. It's like, we're on this three-legged race, and we actually have ourselves, our subconscious mind, and another part of ourselves in our brain, our subconscious mind, and we're joined together with this rope, and there's this three-legged race going on. And, if you're battling against yourself, it's like one part of you is grabbing onto the beginning line and not wanting to go, and, really upset and down on the ground, pushing away and tripping you over and stopping you from moving ahead. And there's another part of you trying to run ahead, get to that goal, go as hard as you can, as fast as you can. And you're at war with yourself. You're in conflict with yourself. You're not succeeding because you are fighting and battling and using so much energy in that space. And so I want you to understand the most important thing is you need a great relationship with yourself, full of beautiful communication. And if that's if you want to thrive and you want to succeed and you want to get somewhere you want to go, that is the fundamental foundation. And I hope some of those analogies have helped you. Because again, in any relationship with a partner, with a child, you can't force them, control them, punish them, restrict them, really get angry and critical and think that's going to be really helpful for your relationship and you're going to be able to work really well together as a team and get what you want. It doesn't happen. And so I really want us to understand that it's the same is true for our relationship with ourselves. Sometimes we think the way the world works with plants and relationships and teams doesn't work within our own head and with ourselves. It's a different rule. It's not the case. It's the same. So that's the first thing. I want you to understand this is why it is so important. Because if we don't have that set up there'll be a part of us that wants to go for health and eat really well and train well and get that best energy and vitality and feel great about ourselves. And there'll be a part of us that's sabotaging us and running us the other way and emotionally eating and pulling us back, not wanting to move from where we are. There'll be a part of us trying to get some more money, trying to, get more vitality in our work. And there'll be a part of us really scared and afraid and pulling us back and stopping that. There'll be a part wanting relationships and beautiful relationships with people, but there'll be a part of us so afraid and wanting to hide that we, again, sabotage them, get away from them, break up with them, and end them. And so you need to understand this relationship with yourself. And I'm going to give you 3 tips that is going to help you reconnect with you, know how to actually practice this. I've told you how it's important, why it's important. These are 3 things you need to do to practice it and to get strategies to begin that relationship with you. So the first one is you need to actually begin a conversation with yourself and begin a conversation with asking for some forgiveness and healing the broken relationship you've got. Now, I actually out loud, speak to myself out loud when I'm going for a walk or just at home. But some people I speak to, they're challenged by that. That's really uncomfortable for them. It's a really big stretch to go from where they are to there. Now, I always think uncomfortable is great. That's the way we grow. But if, it's better also to do something than nothing. So to start, if that's really confronting and such a big fear stretch for you, just try even writing this down and writing the conversation down, because that's a little, journal it out. That might be a little bit less extreme for you to begin with, so you can warm up to that. But really, starting to the conversation of like, you're sorry, and there's a level of forgiveness and acknowledgement of how you've been so critical and hard on yourself and how you actually haven't been tuning in and listening to yourself and how you treat so many other people well, or you try and look for love in all these other places, but not within yourself. And so there's some things that you might need a real heartfelt apology for that you want to begin with. And that sort of, you might need to keep going in that and expressing the pain that person may have felt, like you would in any other relationship you've had a breakdown with. But that's really important because, if you've hurt someone in the past or they've hurt you, that often needs to be done to even the playing field to actually create a trust again and relationship again. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that we actually want to start talking about maybe the things that we're doing that there's a part of us that we don't want to do them. So the emotional eating, the, other sort of entertainment, procrastination, running to alcohol, running to friends, or running to TV to escape. These patterns and behaviors we don't really want to do, we don't like doing, but we keep running back to. Asking the questions, starting the conversation up where it's like, what are we getting out of this? What do I like about this? There's a part of me that doesn't like it, but what do I like about it? What am I getting out of it? What comfort is this giving me? What is this giving me? And start conversing with, what are you getting out of the thing you don't want to do? Where you are, where you're stuck, the health behavior you don't want to have, the relationship behavior you don't want to have. Start conversing about what is it that it gives you? What pleasure does it give you? What benefit does it give you? Talk about that, but also highlight and discuss the negatives to that, the pains to that, what it actually costs you, really what it costs you. So have an actual conversation about it. So you start to detach and you start to see that pattern differently. You start to maybe see that the costs are actually outweighing the benefits, and really decide in that moment whether you want to keep going with it or not. And if that, just build up that pain towards it so you don't want to stay there anymore. But again, conversing with yourself about that. And another third point of what you can do to start building this relationship and conversing with yourself around would be start talking about what you do want to have in your life. So you might want to start earning some more money. You might want to eat better and look after yourself. You might want to get a better job or feel more happy in the job that you have or relationship you have. Whatever that is, whatever change you want to see, start talking to yourself about that and ask that part of you, the other part of you that's resisting, just ask it things like, what is bad about that for you? What's dangerous about that for you? What's scary about that for you? What are you worried about if we get that? Because the part of you that's sort of holding you back, it's got all these reasons why it's trying to protect you and stop you from having that relationship or that health, because there's something scary and potentially detrimental to you about it. So just start asking those questions and just see what comes up. Sometimes you might need to wait a little while. Sometimes you might need to sit with the question and come back to it the next day. Like in a conversation and a conflict or a communication with a partner or friends, don't necessarily get answers and work it all out straight away. It's about a discussion. It's about a relationship. And you need to know that you're fully there for you and you're fully wanting to give yourself the time to listen, love, care for you. And I can tell you, if you have that discussion, conversation, you forgive you and you actually talk that out and heal that trust again and that broken relationship. If you start talking about the things you don't love that you're doing and having in your life and looking at that really seriously from both sides of the person that wants to keep it and the one that doesn't. And if you start the third point of looking at what you do want to have in your life and talking out with that other part of you that doesn't want it and scared about it, once you start having this robust conversation, your relationship with you will start to improve and you'll start to remove the roadblocks and the fighting that's going on within, and you'll actually start a clear road, being that three-legged race, and actually start working together and going together towards that goal. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, love to hear any comments, questions. I'm going to post this up in my groups as well. If you have more thoughts you want to add to this, or even just want to get more out of it, please join in my Break Free from Emotional Eating groups or Lean for Life. And we're also got a workshop coming up on the 22nd of June. If you want to know more about building your relationship with yourself, achieving the health goals that you have, please let me know. Personally, send me a message and I'd love to have you along to that event. All right, ladies, love you lots. See you later. Have a great day.